discuss the various career options in tech and the necessary foundations needed in the tech space. So we'll be going on with the introduction first. And technology, as we all know, it's not a new topic. It's something that we'll be hearing for quite a while. Especially the younger ones, they have been hearing it probably right from their primary school days up to now. So it's not just a career option. These days people are seeing tech beyond career. People are seeing tech beyond career wise. People are seeing tech beyond a way of earning a living. People now begin to see tech as our day-to-day activities. That is, technology as a whole is our day-to-day activity. So it's beyond being a career opportunity. It's our everyday today activities, our everyday today encounter. Now, it is the foundation of how our world communicates, learns, builds, and grows, meaning that our today world, the 21st century, is all based on tech. That we are all able to be present on this call is because there are some technological devices that has made us to access, like has made us to access this call, and irrespective of our diverse locations, irrespective of our diverse activities, we all can be able to join this call and be able to hear it because of there is a technology provided for it. Now it is the foundation of how the world communicates, learns, builds, and grows. For young people today, understanding technology is not just an advantage; it is a powerful opportunity. Now, while talking, I'll be giving some instances today. We all know that how the owner of Facebook, that is Mark Zuckerberg, how he started. Some stories has it that he's a school dropout and the rest of it. Elon Musk, we all know how they all started. Now, we all notice something that most of the big or bigger people in our today's society, they all had a good foundation starting up in tech. So that is to say that even the world recognizes tech, like the world recognizes tech in the sense that if you look at the most people that we aspire to in our society, that is Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and the rest of them. Majority of them had a very strong foundation in the tech space. And now, for younger people, in fact, it's an added advantage for you to gain the necessary skill set um, as a young adult, as a teenage. It's very, very, you have more better advantage of gaining the necessary skill set. Now, it is a powerful opportunity. In this session, we are going to explore the essential foundation every beginner should build, the different pathways available in tech, and how young minds can confidently begin their journey in this exciting field. So by the end of this session, we expect that the participants who have joined the call would have had a proper understanding or should have understood the importance of technology, had identified the foundation of skills, recognized the various career pathways in tech, differentiate between foundational learning and specialization in the tech space, discover practical steps to get started, and also develop confidence and motivation to begin and sustain a learning journey in technology or in the tech space. Now, these are the major aims or these are the major objectives for this session or for this call. We want the younger ones to be able to understand, okay, yeah, that tech is a very, very essential skill, very, very crucial skill. We want them to understand the importance of tech in our day-to-day activities. We want them to have a good foundational skills in, in starting up a tech journey, and we also want them to understand the necessary skill set involved in starting a tech journey, a successful tech journey. We want them to recognize the various career pathways in tech, want them to be able to differentiate between foundational learning, and specialization. We also want them to discover practical steps to get started and develop confidence and motivation. So these are the necessary objectives we aim at the participants at the end of the call that they'll be able to take home with. So whether you're just curious about technology, that is tech, or already taking your first step, this session is designed to give you clarity, direction, and motivation. Now, I'll begin with a simple question. We all ask this question within ourselves that if technology shapes the future, then who will shape technology? Um, the answer here is that it could be you and I. It's, it's actually you and I that to shape the technology space. Now, more especially the young minds. Now, the young minds are the ones that we are empowering today. Now, in this session, foundation and pathway in tech for young beginners. Now, we'll be going through the necessary foundations, the necessary pathways that young beginners should be able to take on with at the end of this section. So I welcome you all to, I welcome everyone here to this topic, and I really appreciate the opportunity of having me here to speak on it. So we diving in a special welcome. Be diving in a special inviting. This is my special welcome to all the participants in this call. So we'll be diving in into the necessary foundational skills. Now, why is it necessary that you get a good foundation in starting a journey, a tech journey, or wherever? Uh, the necessary thing here is that a good foundation solidifies your learning process, makes your learning process to be much more easier. So makes the essence of these foundational skills that it makes your learning journey to be much more easier. That it makes you while learning your pathway in the career space while learning to be much more easier and targeted to the specific skill set that you needed to get started. Now, the foundation of a successful tech journey begins with essential skills such as digital literacy, problem solving, critical thinking, and basic programming language. Young beginners should first become comfortable with computers, the internet, and productive tools. From there, learning introductory coding languages from scratch, like Python, helps to develop logical reasoning or logical thinking and creativity. Equally important are soft skills such as communication, collaboration, adaptivity, which are highly valued in the tech industry. Now, which are highly valued. That means it's not just enough having a it's not just enough having the essential productive tools that you need, like a basic computer to start with and internet service and productive tools to start with. That means you also need to acquire some essential soft skills like communication, collaboration, and adaptivity, meaning that the tech space is all about collaborative. Like collaboration is like has 80 to 90% of anything you're doing in tech, because whatever skill set you acquire in tech, you're using that skill set to build along with others. So you need to know how to essentially communicate to people, collaborate, and being able to adapt to various workspaces. So once a strong foundation is established, young beginners can explore various pathways in the tech. This includes software development, web and mobile development, data science, cyber security, artificial intelligence, robotics, UI, UX design, digital marketing. Each pathway requires different skill sets, and all are built on the same core fundamentals. Starting early allows young people to experiment, discover their interests, and gradually specialize, meaning that the earlier the young ones begin to learn how to experiment, and begin to try out some tech skills, it begins to give them a sense of knowing which area to specialize. Now, with access to online courses, tech communities, which are all over, mentorship and hands-on projects, the journey into the tech has become more accessible than ever. Meaning that today our tech now is going global. Tech in the sense that it's going global because there is access to online courses. I mean, you and I don't need to go to a school. We don't necessarily need to go to a school, sit down from 8 to 10 or 8 to 4 or 8 to 5 in the classroom, and you see you could learn it from the comfort of your home. So, and with the access of various tech communities, mentorship, and a lot of hands-on projects, personal hands-on projects has made more journey in the tech space to be more accessible than ever. So various pathways in technology, applications, and what beginners should know before starting. So technology is broad and rapidly evolving field that offers diverse career opportunities for young beginners. The different pathway, Understanding the different pathway is essential before. Okay, please just hold on. Okay, so technology is a broad and rapidly evolving field that offers diverse career opportunities. For young beginners, understanding the different pathway in technology is essential before choosing a specific direction. Why While each pathway requires specialized skills, they are all built upon strong foundation and problem-solving abilities. The whole key essence of tech is being able to solve problems. So you have tech gives you this logical reasoning, this logical mind that okay, um, you figure out that there is a problem, and then you begin to think of how that problem can be solved. So the only way now is that it develops your logical reasoning, it develops your problem solving skills. So having a strong problem solving ability and a strong foundational knowledge is a key set in acquiring any tech skills. Now below is an overview of major technological pathways, their real world application, and what aspiring learners should learn before beginning. Now, like I said, the main aim or the major objective for this webinar or for this topic is to grant the young beginners the necessary things they need to know, the technical know-how they need to know before getting started into or before specializing into any tech field. Because we have all understood that having a solid foundation is a necessary priority in starting a successful tech career. So I'll be going through the necessary tech field or the necessary careers one can specialize in. So first, the most common area in the tech space is the software development. That is the most common field in the tech space. Now, if you ask me what is software development, I'll tell you that it's the art of creating programs, computerized programs that run on computers. Obviously, they should be able to run on computers or digital devices. Now, software developers build applications that power these schools, hospitals, and government, financial system, school management platform, business productivity tools, desktop and enterprise applications. Now, what am I saying here is, in essence, is that these are the applications of software development. Now, we all see that every area or every sector not just the educational sector, but at the same time, the banking sector and all that, even the business sector, are beginning to benefit more from this area of tech, that is software development. For instance, now, schools have been able to Schools are being able to host online courses because of there is presence of software developers who can build platforms where schools can host online courses. People can be able to take online degrees online from the comfort of their home because there are softwares made available where people can roll into online programs. So banking systems now and financial systems, that is the fintech, financial tech, that is the fintech industry, is fast and evolving phase in the tech space. Now, we all do transactions from the comfort of our home without having to go to the banks to do transaction. I could do transfer from the comfort of my home while sitting down. I'm able to do transfer, able to collect my bank statement without having to go to the bank. Now, business productivity tools. Now, you begin to see that they have enhanced a lot of businesses. Now, let's take for instance now the food industry and the food industry business now. Software developers have been able to develop software apps where users can go online and order food. So you see that it has helped in a very large way in the food industry. Now, wherever industry that you want to think of, software development has its large application here. Now, before starting, beginners should develop a basic computer literacy. That is definitely computer literacy, meaning that you should have some fundamentals of computer, being able to know how to use a laptop, being able to know how to connect your laptop to an internet to make your laptop to be internet accessible. And then, of course, programming or the art of coding involves a lot of logical reasoning. So, being able to reason logically makes you good in programming. So, and also understanding some key introductory programming concepts using languages like Python, Java, JavaScript, or C++, and being able to pay attention to detail and patience are also required, are also crucial qualities in this field. Now, because of time, I will just go over areas that there are some specific software development, like I said, is a very diverse area. So there are some areas that are under software development. Now we see that they have the front end, the back end, the full stack development, mobile app development, game development, and DevOps. DevOps and software maintenance is quite an evolving area in the software development field. So it's quite involving and rapidly evolving. So I'll just highlight a little on each of them and what you're expected to know. Now, some of us have been hearing front end, back end, and before we are joined the call, and we are already asking ourselves what is front end, what is back end, and the rest. Now, front end is just basically an area of front end development, of software development that focuses on the parts of websites or applications that users interact with directly. Now, this includes buttons, images, menus, forms, layout, and design. For example, when you open a website, you see colors, text, animations. These are all the works of front-end developers. Now, the skill sets required is, of course, HTML, because HTML is a basic structure of web page, CSS, being able to style and design, JavaScript, so making the pages interactive. So these are the building set or the necessary skill sets that are needed to start a good career as a front-end developer. So if you want to venture into front-end development, you should seek a learning in this skill set, that is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Then creativity and attention to details. Of course, as a front-end developer, you need to be able to pay attention to details because every tiny details, because you're focusing on the parts that the users are seeing. So being able to pay attention to detail is of very paramount importance in front-end development. So the back-end development is just simply what happens behind the scenes. Um, the sense to make applications properly function. Now, for example, storing user information, processing payments, managing database, handling login systems. When you log in into an app and your data is saved securely, that is the back-end development that is at work. Now, the skills needed is, of course, server-side languages like Python, Java, PHP, or Node.js, understanding database, how database work, logical reasoning, and problem solving. Bear in mind that any area you're going into in tech that has to do with coding or learning one or two program language requires a high amount of logical reasoning. And of course, programming enhances your problem solving skills because the more you program, it makes you to, or the art of writing code makes you to be able to think logically. So being able to think logically has a way of enhancing your problem solving skills. So backend development is ideal for usually ideal for beginners who enjoy solving technical problems. So full stack development, a combination of both front end and back end. Now let me give a simple illustration of how front end and back end works, for instance. So it doesn't look foreign to you. For the front end, what the front end does, let's take a good look at an app like Facebook now. Now you click on your Facebook mobile app or your Facebook web page. Now you see a Facebook post. It's maybe you come across the post and you're like, you really like this post. You click the thumbs up button. Now, the thumbs up button shines blue, the number of likes increases. Now, those things you're seeing, those things the user is seeing is the front end. Now, the back end is simply doing the whole logic. The back end is simply doing the whole logic. That is, it's being able to alter the database, add or retrieve significant information that the user needs to see and sends it out to the front end using what they call an API, an application programming interface. So these are how softwares work generally. So you see that the combination of both front end and back end makes one a good full stack developer or makes one to be a full stack developer. So it involves all other criteria needed or other skill sets needed in front end and back end are needed in the um, full stack development um, the full stack development skills. So mobile app, of course, they are mobile apps. They are different from web applications in the sense that mobile apps runs directly on, web applications, they run on the browser. So the language needed needs to be a scripting language, the language in which the browser understand. But in mobile app, it's because mobile app interacts directly with the operating system. That is the OS, the operating system. The language being used has to be a native language. A native language is one that the operating system itself can interact with and understand. So oftentimes, you of course need some basics of the skills needed is that you need some basics of programming, and then you need to have some knowledge of Flutter. Flutter is a cross-platform, cross-sectional tool for building mobile apps. What do I mean by that is that you with Flutter now you can build apps for both iOS, Android, and desktop using just one code base. Now, before Flutter was invented, was before the invention of Flutter, there was coding used for building Android. If you want to create a mobile application, you have to hire an Android developer, right? So one who knows how to write coding to build the Android app. And then you also have to hire a Swift developer. That Swift is being used for iOS devices. One who knows how to build an iOS developer. You have to hire. Now, over time, it begins to make building mobile apps stressful because you have two different code base for just building one application. And you need to hire, if you're the CEO or you're the HR of the company, you need to hire like two developers. Now, Google began to work on building Flutter, that is a cross-sectional platform language for building across all devices. Now, reducing the problem of um, having two or more code base for just one application. Now, as skill sets in there is that you have to understand user experience. This area is exciting for young beginners because many people will now begin to use mobile apps daily. So, game development, being able to build um, games, just similar to mobile development. Skill set is basics of programming, creativities, basic mathematics and logic is required, and then game engines like Unity and Unreal are very required in game development. Now, DevOps, this is a quite involving area in the software development. Now, what DevOps engineers, what they do focus on is that they focus on deploying, testing, and maintaining software after it has been built. Now, this ensures that applications run smoothly, bugs are fixed, systems remain secure, updates are delivered properly. Skills needed is a basic understanding of servers, testing skills, and attention to details. Now, if you look at all the skill sets involved in software development, you see that being able to pay attention to detail is a skill set needed to venture into any of them. Because as a developer, you have to be able to pay attention to the tiniest thing that matters to your users. So UI UX design, that is product design, the user interface design and user experience design. That is UI means user interface, UX means user experience design. All focus on how digital products look and how users interact with them. Now, this pathway combines creativity and user-centered thinking. Now, as a product designer or as a UI UX designer, you have to have this design thinking mindset, meaning that you're not just focused on designing the app to look very beautiful. You have to consider your user in mind while designing some applications. Applications include like web and mobile app design, software dashboard, digital product interfaces. So to another field, I believe that this is self-understanding. Then we'll be going over to data science and data analysis. It's a very lucrative field in the tech space. Very, very lucrative. Now, there are two different, they often work hand in hand, data science and data analysis. Now, data science is the art of collecting data, the art of modifying the data, the art of using that data to train some machine learning models or some AI models. Data analysis, on the other side, involves the art of being able to analyze or interpret a large amount of data sets to support decision making. Now, the AI has so much involved in our day-to-day life, and I believe that most of us have been incorporating AI to our day-to-day activities. Now, the whole involvement of AI stems from um, data science and data analysis. That is, in the sense that the data engineers, a combination of the two, makes one a data engineer. Now, meaning that data engineers, they are able to, because we understand that AIs are being able to learn based on human data. So, for them to be able to learn on human data, a good data needs to be taken. Now, this data needs to be refined. This data needs to be analyzed. This data needs to be cleared, that is sorted out, and use it to and fed into a machine learning model. that be able to use this data to make decisions. So the involvement of AI has led to a high demand of data engineers currently now. So often used in healthcare research, financial forecasting, sports analysis, business performance analysis. Of course, some businessmen often hire some data analysis to be able to analyze their business for them. Maybe be able to analyze, okay, this is the period that their profit margin is usually high, and this is a period that their profit margin is usually low. Now, before entering this pathway, learners should have a solid understanding of basic mathematics like algebras and the rest of them, but particularly statistics. But statistics is needed for data analysis. Strong analytical thinking and curiosity are essential traits in starting up this career. A career as a data science or a career as a data analyst or as a data engineer. Now, AI, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning. Um, of course, AI has rapidly evolved in our day-to-day activities, businesses, enterprises, and all what's not, organizations, companies are beginning to incorporate AI to their day-to-day activities. Now, AI involves creating systems capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. Now, the whole essence of AI, in short, is that AI solves these three problems: prediction. AI is solve these three problems. That is being able to predict, make accurate prediction, being able to make accurate prediction. That is one. Being able to make decisions, and then being able to analyze a specific set. So these are the core fundamentals of AI. Now you see that AIs they are being trained to be able to make certain decisions based on past data. They are being trained to be able to make of predictions, and they are being trained to analyze specific data. Like they are being able to learn from past data, and from there they are able to make analyze that okay, so and so forth. For instance, whether podcast app is a typical app or a typical scenario where AI or meta strategies and all of those, where the AI learns the pattern of the data, and from that pattern is being able to predict that okay, so and so time is a likely time that there'll be summer or there'll be winter or likely time that there'll be rainy season, so and so forth. So is a rapidly evolving field. Recommendation system being used, the applications of AI is very diverse. It's being used in recommendation system, automated decision making system, smart technologies and robotics, virtual assistants and chatbots. Before specializing in AI, learners should have a strong foundation in mathematics, basic mathematics like algebra, probabilities, and statistics, because AI is built on these foundations of mathematics, especially the algebra and probabilities. So algorithms and programming. So this pathway requires patience, experimentation, and continuous learning. Cybersecurity focuses on protecting digital systems, network, and sensitive information from cyber threats. Now, as digital systems expand, the demand for cybersecurity professionals continues to grow because we all want our softwares or our digital systems to be well secured. So the applications include securing bank and financial systems, protecting government and corporate data, ethical hacking and vulnerability testing, network security management. Beginners should understand basic computer system, network basics, and importance of ethical responsibility. Problem-solving skills and attention to details are critical in this field. So project management, the rest are non-technical skills required in the tech space, and these are project management, community management, quality assurance, and testing. So I'll just roughly, because of time, I'll just roughly go through each of them. That is a non-technical skill set. That is project management. I'll roughly pick one of them and just highlight one or two what it entails and the necessary skill sets needed to get started with it. As a project manager, for those that want to venture into project management, it ensures that as a project manager, your duty is to ensure that your software projects are completed on time and within a specific budget and according to requirements. Now, it requires to be able to plan timelines, assign tasks, monitor progress, coordinate team members, and manage risks. Project manager does not necessarily need to develop coding knowledge, but as a project manager, it is very necessary that you have an adequate understanding of how software projects are being built or how they work. Now, necessary skill sets needed is leadership, organization, communication, time management, and decision making. For young beginners who enjoy planning, leading teams, and organizing activities, project management can be a very good, strong pathway for them in getting started with it. So, community products, platform or technology. For instance, they are being able to engage users online, answer questions, organize events, gather feedback, maintain positive relationship. This role is very important for tech companies, startups, and open source projects. Now, why is this role important? Now, you have to understand that everything in tech has to do with building a community because at the end of the day, you're trying to push out your product for users to make use of. Now, for users to make use of your product, they have to have an active community. That is an active ecosystem where users can thrive and make use of your product. What do I mean by community? That in the sense that let's assume that you built a product and the users are trying to navigate their way around the product and all whatnot. Now, having a strong community and having a community manager entails that your community manager has the major duty of guiding the users the necessary things that are needed for them to navigate your platform. Now, if you don't have a community manager, you see that your product will easily crash down because you do not have an active community. That is one. And users too, if they have some questions or they have some concerns regarding your product, will not be able to navigate their way around or being able to get some answers to their questions. So, what are the necessary skills required for this specific field? That is community management. Requires communication, empathy, social social media knowledge, relationship building, basic understanding of the product. Of course, for its building of how the products work. Now, young beginners who enjoy interacting with people and building network often find this part interesting. Then we'll go on to quality assurance and testing. QA, that is QA, quite a rapidly evolving field in the tech space. Now, QA professionals, that is quality assurance professionals, they test softwares to ensure that it works properly before they are released. Now, let's assume that you built a software and You want to make sure that that software is being tested properly before the end users are being able to access the software. Now you hire a quality assurance. The quality assurance tests the your product or your software right before it's being released for the end users to make use of it. So that way they can be able to identify bugs or ensure that the quality and standards of the software are met. So these skills is being able to pay attention to detail, analytical thinking, patience, systematic testing method. Guys, you should have a good knowledge of how systems are being tested. So once again, thank you all for um, being able to thank you all again once again for hearing me presenting. Thank you all for having me on stage. Thank you all for listening to me all through and at least understanding what I'm saying. So if you're here and you actively heard or you were following what I'm saying, just give me a thumbs up so that I will know that yeah, that I'm not just talking and talking. I know that yeah, people are following up. All right. All right, I've all right. That shows that that shows that you guys were actively listening. So thank you all once again. I really appreciate being able to stand before, being able to speak with you guys, and being able to educate or elaborate on some specific test skills. So once again, I say thank you, and we have come to the end. So if you have any question or any concerns that you want to ask, whatever question that you want to ask or whatever part that you didn't get where you want me to address, you can go on. I'm opening up the floor for you to for questions.
So our speaker is saying that if anybody has questions in or anything you want to add, you should please speak up so that we can continue with the webinar. If anybody has question, you could use an emoji or anything, or raise your hand.
All right.
If
In the
nobody
absence
has a
of
question,
any other question, yeah, it seems nobody has a question. So in the absence
I do
of
have
no other
one.
question, okay, yeah, you can go on.
I have a question. So during the time you were talking about AI, you said that AI is created for um let me check my book, for decision making and also for probability, like for prediction. So is it that they expect us to put in information of like the way we react to the AI is how the AI is going to react back to us, more like garbage in, garbage out, or the way it is programmed, that's the way it's going to like reply back to us.
Yeah, thank you very much for the question. Um, I'll answer your question straight up. The whole thing with AI is garbage in, garbage out. I'll explain. What I mean by garbage in, garbage out is that whatever data you feed the AI is what the AI learns on. AI learns on that pattern, and from that pattern, is being able to predict or make a decision. Now, for instance, now we all use ChatGPT, that is large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and the rest of them. Now you notice that something, these things, those are generative AIs, that is ChatGPTs and the rest. They fall under the category of generative AIs. Now, the essence of generative AI is that, let's assume that you say Obi is a boy. For instance, you say Obi is a boy, or you say the cat ate the rat. AI understands that pattern, that usually the cat ate the rat, understands the pattern of that sentence, and learns how the pattern, like it learns from the pattern or how the sentence is being structured. Now, if you come tomorrow now and say the rat ate the cat, and you feed the two sentences into AI will not be accurately be able to differentiate 100% in terms of context what those two sentences is. It will score the two sentences like a probability of 90% closely. That is, those two sentences are 90% closely related. That is in the sense that AI doesn't necessarily understand human languages. Is that they learn the pattern of how that human languages are being used, and then from that pattern they're able to predict the next word, or from that pattern they're able to make decisions or give meaning to that pattern. If you now say Obi is a boy, and you now say Ada is a girl, and you feed AI these two sentences, you understand that okay, that these two sentences are quite similar. So it understands that okay, these two sentences are quite similar, and because they have a quite similar, they have a high index of similarity. And them having a high index of similarity, you understand that okay, the meaning of these two sentences are not far fetched. So from that, now you come to AI and I say, Obi is dash. The AI completes it for you and puts boy. So AI is all about garbage in, garbage out. Wherever data you feed it, wherever data you use to train it, is what the AI answers with. It's not being able to reason logically like how we humans reason. So I believe, I don't know if that answered your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. So continuing, hope nobody has question though, because
Yeah,
this
so
one everybody just keep
no,
quiet. Since nobody really has any question and nobody has anything to add or to remove from what our speaker has said, could we give our speaker a round of applause for the wonderful presentation we had this evening? Please, I want you all to react to this. It's a standing, sorry, a clapping ovation. Let's tell our speaker to please take a seat. So thank you very much, Mr. Okpara Odisiku. So going on, before we end the section, we are just going to have few games, just a game or two before we continue. Since we did not introduce each other, like everybody did not do their introduction, we will still do it now. So starting from Temitayo. Temitayo, can you hear me? Is Temitayo with us? Folarin, are you with us? If he is not or she, then Oluwatomisin, Oluwatola, are you with us? You can unmute your mic and speak, please. So what we'll be playing now is what we'll be playing now is two lies and one truth. Then the rest of the participants are going to find out the truth out of the lies. So you are telling us three lies, but one is the truth. So I'll start from myself. So the first fact is one, I am an Oh, I am a UI UX designer. The second one is that I don't like sleeping. And the third one is I'm an undergraduate. So I want you all to figure out the lie and the truth actually. So out of these three things I've said, I want you all to figure out the truth. Is it one? Is it two? Is it three? If it is one, we are using the love emoji. If it is two, we are using the thumbs up emoji. And if it's three, we are using the clapping emoji. So I've gotten a response. Another response is saying number two. Number two is the other response. So we have two number two and one number three. So the truth is I'm an undergraduate. I love sleeping, guys. So next to Oluwatomi Singh, give us three lies, then we find out the truth. You can speak up, Oluwatomi Singh. Or if Tomisin is not available, can Matthias go on? Let's have your three lies and one like two lies and one truth. Then we'll cover the truth.
Okay, I am 6 foot tall. I love coding. I am an undergraduate. Okay, with
Matthias,
what I've
it's time for you.
with what I've seen, the correct answer is that I am 6 foot tall. I'm more than 6 foot. I'm 6'1". So they are correct. They are correct.
Now, Sophie, to you. Sophia,
Yes, ma.
go on,
Okay.
please.
I love sleeping. I love coding. I hate water.
That's a hard nut to crack. So, Sophia, what's the truth, please?
I love sleeping.
Oh, so you're like me.
Yeah.
Down to you, our speaker.
Okay, okay. I'm an undergraduate. That is one. Two, I'm 6 feet tall. Three, I love designing. So let's choose on which one of them. So from what I'm seeing, the someone picked option three. That is, I love design. Someone picked option two. that is I'm 6 feet tall. And but the correct answer is I'm an undergraduate. So that is the correct answer. So thank you. Thank you everyone.
That was wild. Like, wow. So Temitayo and Oluwatomisin, are you guys in? If you guys are not, we go down to Blessing.
Good evening.
Oh, Tomisin is around.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay. I'm sorry, I was far away from my phone the first time you called me. So let me play my own game. Okay, so first, I'm an undergraduate.
Okay.
I am slim and
Wow.
I can bake. It's two truths and one lie.
No is two lies and one truth.
Okay, two lies and one. Okay, so let me go again. I can bake. I'm an undergraduate and I'm 5'2". Please, just to be sure, the thumbs up, is it for
So the love emoji is for number one, the
okay?
thumbs up is for number two, and the clapping emoji is for number three.
Okay.
So what's the truth?
Okay, the truth is I can bake
Wow.
and I'm not an undergraduate and I'm also not 5'2".
Wow, that's nice. Down to Blessing.
Thank you.
Blessing, are you in? It seems Blessing and Tomisin are not in. So before we end the meeting in the next how many minutes, I'll be sending in our speakers on this and also Teen Techies Academy handle. So I want you guys to like follow Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Just please follow because it's not easy. I never knew our speaker is an undergraduate. Is an undergraduate. Like I was so shocked. So I'll send the speakers on first. I've sent it. Then I'm sending for Teen Techies Academy. So please, if you have seen what I've sent, do it to like react and let me just know that yes, you guys have seen it. So I would love you all to like for the remaining few minutes, just follow. If you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, follow Kingsley Udochukwu and also Teen Techies at the Academy. So while you're following, let me put put up your speaker and be hearing. So we have an upcoming cohort this March. Is anybody excited? Is anybody excited that we have a cohort coming up? And our cohort
Yeah.
is very, very, very like affordable. So the cohort is to teach teens about tech. You know, today we did the foundation and the pathway to tech. but now the main work is done at the court. So to know more, that's why I even said that follow up on Instagram so that you can be seeing the content and be reminded that yes, there's something huge coming up in Team Techis Academy. So the cohort is coming up by October March, and it's just the promo price is 50K. But if you decide that you don't want the promo price, you can pay the normal price, which is 150K. It's not too much now, is it? It's not easy to be a tech person. No, it's not easy at all. And we have very experienced teachers like our speaker today, people that are ready to mentor you and guide you. Like, yes, you'll be guided in tech. So, without further talk and talk, today we'll be ending this meeting by 7:30 p.m. Oh, 7:31 already. I really
Yeah.
appreciate everybody that came present, people that came and they left, people that are just joining in. You are very much appreciated. And everybody, just give yourself a round of applause for being here today. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Oh, we have a hand raised up.
Good night, everyone.
Before you go, let's. Okay. Love it. Do you have anything to say?
Hi everyone. I'm sorry I'm just like getting back in. So before the meeting end, I just want to quickly say a very big thank you to our speaker today. Thank you so much for honoring us and this this speaking engagement. We totally appreciate you. We are entirely sorry we started late. And to everyone that joined in, thank you so much for joining in. Also, if you have a teenager, please your teenager should not mix this session because this is going to be the most affordable one ever. And this is going to be like the best one ever because they're not just joining. It's not just going to be a anyhow kind of training. It's going to be hands-on, it's going to be fun, interesting because they are teenagers. So please, if you have any teenager around you, kindly enroll them. If you have any question, you could actually reach out to me or reach out to any of us. You can even send us a message on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn. We are literally active everywhere. So yes, thank you so much to everyone here. Blessing, thank you, Matthias. To our amazing speaker, Mr. Obara Odochukwu. I am really, really grateful. I'm still going to send a thank you note to you directly. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you and your time and also the knowledge you imparted into us. Thank you, everyone. And yes, do have a lovely weekend, by the way. Yeah. And to me, you did such a great job. Thank you as well. All right, bye.
Yeah, thank you so much. You're very welcome.
It's really stressing.
So I think it's over now. So everyone, we can actually go and enjoy your night.
Good night,
Alright.
everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone.
Night night.